Obviously, Abdul Carter, that's a great pick. Defense is how they won all 4 of their Super Bowls. I mean, nothing against Eli and offense, but those were defensive teams, and they're clearly going that route again. Look, we'll see what Jaxson Dart becomes. I don't think he's going to be their quarterback for the next 10 years, but they took a swing. Dable, it seems like, he's worked with Josh Allen and Daniel Jones, so he wants a quarterback that runs. I mean, Dart ran for 1,500 yards plus in his 4 years in college. I would have liked them to have taken Shedeur there, but they went with Dart. I mean, it was overall just getting Carter, and now you got a quarterback you can at least give a shot to. It was a good night for the Giants for sure.
I feel like when you draft a quarterback in the first round, you want to feel some emotion. Like all of us, we watch it, and I felt nothing about this pick. It doesn't move me at all. Now the Carter one does. I think we talked about yesterday. Carter's fantastic. Love the pick. You never have too many pass rushers. But to me, the process of where the Giants got here. So they drafted Dart, obviously. Russell Wilson's paid to start this year. Jameis pays it back. They get rid of Jameis, obviously. But Dart's a quarterback who needs reps to get better. And you're basically saying, we're punting on this year of getting him ready. So next year you get him ready. You're just wasting years of getting him ready by the process by which they went this direction. They got Russell Wilson in case they weren't going to draft a quarterback and draft a quarterback anyway. So I think Dart can be good eventually. It's just going to take more work. And I just don't know if the Giants are going to give him that early in his career.
Yeah, and so the other part is, why did you trade up for him? Why did you not just stick at 36, which is the pick they traded away? And so there's 3 possible reasons. One is, we thought someone else was going to take him. Well, no one else that was drafting in those spots was going to take him. Maybe someone potentially could trade up. It didn't seem like there was a lot of teams connected Jaxson Dart other than the Giants. The other one is 5th-year option, and that's legitimately valuable in theory. You only get that on a first-round pick. The most pessimistic or cynical read on it is they wanted this. We have first-round quarterback. You know what I mean? We're a serious franchise with a serious plan, and we have a first-round pick at quarterback to show you about it. Because, and this is kind of a Shedeur conversation, kind of a Jaxson Dart conversation, this part of it, Dust, if we could put up day 2 quarterback picks the last basically decade, what you're going to see is none of them other than Jalen Hurts were ever anything close to actual starting quarterbacks. This is what's scary for Shedeur, but also Will Levis, Hendon Hooker, Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis, Matt Corral, Kyle Trask, Brew's guy, Kellen Mond, Davis Mills, Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. Drew Lock, Will Grier, Mason Rudolph, who's right now, I guess, the Steelers starting quarterback for now, Kaiser, Webb, Beathard. It's C.J. Beathard, another one of Brew's guys. Point is,
that's tricky.
Jalen
is great. Obviously.
Jalen's great, but that's a big list of guys.
Yeah.
And by the way, I didn't cut it off because in the 9th draft there's a bunch of good ones. It's just the list gets too unwieldy for TV. You have to go. The next really good one is Russell Wilson, who was 15 years ago. Jimmy Garoppolo was a day 2 quarterback 13 years ago. So it is weird in that starting quarterbacks in the NFL tend to come from the first round or flyers.
Late, right?
You know what I mean? Super late. And so we thought about him in the first round, didn't like him enough for the first round, took him in day 2. Those guys do not have a track record in this league.
I think Jalen's the only quarterback in the last 3 years that's been drafted in the second round.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. They don't really spend second-round quarterbacks have almost gone extinct because people tend to do this. They trade up to get them. So maybe that's a positive for Jaxson Dart. I also agree with your take, Wildes, that you were comfortable saying on social media but not on television, which is he got a 5% bump because his name sounds like a good quarterback.
I'll tell you, if he can play, it's going to be perfect. That's a great name.
His name was Jaxson Interception. Are we sure about Jaxson Interception?
Yeah, I think that's
Geoff, did you think it was a mistake or odd, or did it hit your radar that Daboll's Russ is the starter? Not hey, get into camp. Anything can happen.
It shows you that Dart needs time to get ready. And you have to look at contracts when it comes to it. They paid Russell Wilson to be a starter, plain and simple. They gave him guaranteed money, and they gave him enough money year 1 to make it seem like he's their guy. And they paid Jameis nothing. That was very clear what they're going to do. And it shows you right away that they view Dart as a project, right? A guy they need to grow out. Also, it takes the pressure off him early to say, like, Dart's, if they say Dart's going to play day one, he's not ready, then you look dumb, right? So part of it is I think they want to just ease the pressure off. But again, if you're trading up and giving away a first-round pick next season, you have to think he's going to be special early.
Would you be okay with Abdul Carter wearing Lawrence Taylor's 56?
It's retired, right?
I would
It's gotta be
imagine.
retired.
Yeah, I mean, if they, let me put it like this: if they retire numbers, it's retired,
Right,
and so
right.
yeah, now
I don't think he should. One, obviously, is retired. They could work something out if Lawrence was all right with it. But I don't think you want to put that pressure on yourself.
No
you do not put that pressure on yourself, especially with the team. Like LeBron came in, wore the 23 because of Jordan, but he wasn't on the Bulls either. Obviously, the Bulls retired it, so
couldn't wear that for the
that's
Bulls
not
or
like
the Heat.
pressure.
They retired it. He never even played for it. Yeah, right. I agree. I think it would be. I like. Listen, I like. This is something people say that I think some people roll their eyes at, but I think it's totally true. I think different personality types for different positions. So like Abdul Carter is clearly very confident, self-assured.
Yeah.
One might even say a little cocky. And my answer to that is, yeah, he's a pass rusher. I hope so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when people, you want him to have like a bit of an edge to him, whatever it is. So I don't mind the fact that he's like, yeah, Lawrence Taylor. Yeah, I want to wear his number. It'll be my number.
Yeah, I don't
one
mind
day.
it. Yeah, I just don't
remember,
think they should do it.
Malik Neighbors wanted one, and remember they had to retire, and they asked Ray Flaherty's family,
Yeah.
and they blessed it.
That's
So
what
there
I'm saying,
is some precedence there to unretiring
Yeah,
numbers.
Lawrence Taylor, though, is some people think the greatest football player to ever live.
I love that.
I mean,
I agree. I love that he wants it, but I just don't think they should give it to him because I mean the pressure is ridiculous. If
It's going to be a huge storyline. Like, wow, you don't believe in me?
No, don't tell him that. Just like
I'd like to wear
Lawrence
56.
said,
Like, we want Brou's grade on the Cowboys, but then, Jeff, we have to address the fact that you said that's a fun feeling.
Yeah.
That I've never taken the love of football from a man before. But that is a legit thing that you guys do?
We came here in 2009. The Panthers did to play the Giants. It was a final game in the Meadowlands for the Giants. We won 41-9. That's their life drained from the defense. We rushed for like 300 yards. It was one of the coolest, because our job is hard as offensive linemen. You don't get the opportunity very often to feel that way, especially in the NFL. I mean, it's not going to happen as much as he thinks, I would imagine. But you can sense when defensive linemen are done for the day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That may affect your grade, bro.
No, it's a cute clip. But I was clear yesterday.
What?
That I wanted either a running back, and Omarion Hampton was still on the board. Great pick by the Chargers, by the way. He was on the board. There were a few receivers. I like Matthew Golden. A few receivers.
Micah wanted Tet McMillan, just to back you up a bit before. So he's when this pick came in, he seemed disappointed.
Yeah.
Lefko tried to clean it up for him, and then he's like, "No, I was just wanted." He's like, "I love the player. I just wanted it on my side of the ball." But four picks earlier,
he wanted Tet.
right? Four picks earlier when Tet went, he was like, "Man, I thought we were going to get him." Just
Lefko's got a tough job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't like it.
Can I change?
I love it. I love it. This is an A, baby. This is an A.
I was worried.
Because you know, Jeff, look, you know better than me. I am hard on the Cowboys, but one thing they do well is draft offensive linemen.
That's
first round.
Zach Martin, yes. I mean, they got a bunch of Hall of Famers. Tyler Smith's good. Like, this guy, you got to have a line to run the football.
There we go.
And look, I know I ripped him a little bit tongue-in-cheek last year. Rico Dowdle, I don't know if that might have been a mistake to let him go.
Oh, now you like Rico Dowdle.
What,
It wasn't a
four
mistake.
of the last 6
It
games
wasn't a
at
mistake.
100. Right. We'll see if Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams have anything left in them, but the line's going to be good. I love this pick. I give the Cowboys credit, and I felt as a non-football player the same way Micah did. That quote was awesome. That just makes you want to, I can't wait till this guy gets on the field.
Don't refer to yourself as a non-football player, by the way.
Decades ago, high school.
This is the right grade. The Cowboys might not be trusted to do other things. They drafted Teron Smith in the first round, Hall of Famer. Zach Martin in the first round, Hall of Famer. Travis Frederick was a 3-time All-Pro at center before he got hurt. They drafted Tyler Smith in the first round, who's now an All-Pro player. They do this really well. And sometimes we have to ignore the athletic scores, okay? Like, his athletic scores are not great. Watch the film. Booker can play. The Cowboys wanted Tech McMillan one, like Micah was right on that. He wasn't there. The next player up for them was Booker. And we talked about this yesterday. Everyone had a different grade on a lot of these guys this year. There wasn't consensus. But I was told for weeks that Booker was going higher than people thought, and he went at 12.
Yeah, listen, I echo what you guys are saying, which is you trust this team more than, honestly, any team in the league when it comes to highly drafted offensive linemen. They haven't missed on any of them. And of the guys you mentioned, the worst is Tyler Smith, who's a really good player. Right, worst, who's been an All-Pro. It just means he's not a lock-fire Hall of Famer or a multi-time All-Pro, right? And so I agree with that. I still worry for the Cowboys on, aside from CeeDee Lamb, how are their skill position players, different than the Patriots? Who are the go-to, where it's like they have no one that, now, CeeDee's a great player, but when you don't have anyone else to even threaten the defense a bit, that they can then really focus on CeeDee. So now, listen, there's still a bunch of good running backs available, and maybe that's where they use their second-round pick, but that's when then all of a sudden, it's not like they had, to my eye, overwhelming talent coming back this year on defense outside of Micah. If you use your first-round pick on someone to help in the running game and your second-round pick on an actual running back, then what does that do on the offensive, the other side of it? So even though Booker was one of only 6 guys who got drafted last night who I didn't have in my mock, that was more because I thought teams weren't going to value a true guard. Like some of the other guys, offensive linemen, it's like he's a tackle, maybe transitions to guard. Everyone called Booker a true guard. But I'm not going to question the Cowboys on it. I just don't know how they're going to create explosive plays next year.
I just want them to support Dak.
Do you think this does more than a wide receiver or a running back?
So we know that Dak, and this is a Manginiism, like Dak needs a strong running game. 2022, they were 9th in rushing. They went 12-5. Then they were 14th in rushing. Again, went 12-5. Last year, they were 27th in rushing. They went 7-10. Schottenheimer says the interior of your pocket, the core of your run game, you want to win at the line of scrimmage. I think Dak, you got to run the ball and let Dak pick and choose rather than turn Dak into Joe Burrow, which I don't think he can be.
George Pickens is on the trading block, it seems.
Oh, that's an interesting one, too.
Good, yeah.
What if Jerry calls Pittsburgh? Like that would make a big difference, obviously. I think it's unfair to give him a grade totally on their draft now, but if they're able to add him plus a running back, I think you feel better about where they're at. They feel like a good trade candidate for Pickens today.
It feels like Jerry, and I think there's teams out there like this that feel like there's a lot of guys out there that can run the ball if the offensive line is good. Mm-hmm. And it feels like the last few years that's what been his approach. I don't agree. I'd like to see him go get a top back, but Pickens would be great. Obviously, would there be personality or attitude problems? But he'd be a great talent.
I don't think I agree with you on the need with Pickens. I think the problem is any team that trades for Pickens has to give him a new deal, or it's just a disaster. You've already paid CeeDee. You're trying to figure out how to pay Micah. So that, to me, it made more sense for the Cowboys. And listen, Luther Burden is still out there. There's obviously some, but I don't think he's going to last. The Cowboys have to trade up from where they are probably to get to Luther Burden, so I don't know. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.